Was good. I had a really interesting talk with my wife today. So I'm not gonna stream. This has been fully my decision. No, but she made some valid points. I tried to get to stream Monday, Wednesday, and of course, just look how beautiful she is. Now all my views are gonna go up after you come.
Your views gonna go up if we're gonna make some
More babies.
kids.
That would be you wanna make some? Alright, I gotta be quick about this. Anyways, yes, I realized that I was trying to set up Monday stream. I was trying to set up Wednesday stream, and then I was like going through the motions of it, and I realized that if I work all day, right, then I come home, I cook dinner, because that is sort of the deal. I put our son to bed, right? I put Killian to bed, and she cooks dinner. But if she puts him to bed, I will cook dinner. So if I actually have to stream, the way it would work is I would come home at like a reasonable hour, let's say 6, 7, something like that. Then I cook. She puts him to bed, and I'm already streaming. And obviously, she doesn't want to interfere with the stream. I can't interact with her that much, and we wouldn't actually see each other that day at all. So I'm gonna stay away from it from now. I'm gonna focus on that one day I have where I'm gonna play multiplayer games with my boys. I don't have many ways. I have one boy, Bismarck. I want to play with Bismarck, and then make more friends on the way, and then try to get everybody in my Discord, and then have more people to play with. But I'm also gonna stay flexible and find one night during the day, during the week, where I'll be just playing my games. And what I'm really enjoying at the moment is I'm really enjoying going through multiple indie games. Sometimes for 15 minutes, play it, and play another one for 30, then play another one for an hour, and just really finding out what I enjoy and love. There's just so many games out there which I have been absolutely oblivious to because I've been just a AAA RPG guy, running back to World of Warcraft and playing all the main RPG titles because they all come out on PlayStation. But I'm just like, I have so much to catch up on Steam, and there's lots of things coming out. And at the moment, I'm actually feeling like I don't have enough information. I wish there was. I'll be looking for more YouTubers like Best Indie Games, because I just need more information about games which are already out. He does a lot of videos about games which are coming out. I need some which are already out that week, right? So I need week by week the best indie games so I can play all of them, and I'll find a way of making videos around them. I don't have one right this second. At the moment, I'm just sort of playing and collecting my thoughts on it, but I'll find eventually a good way of doing it. So I'm pretty positive about it. We made some progress in our video game. I think tomorrow, if everything goes well, we might have our first prototype. It took 2 weeks to develop. So, yeah, that's how we roll. I haven't played any video games today. What did I know? What did I listen to? There's one thing which I kind of was thinking about. I don't fully understand why people making out like Hollow Knight, Silk Song, to be out in indie game. I'm not saying like anything is a bad game, right? I'm not saying that Hollow Knight is a bad game. It's not. And Silk Song will obviously be successful because it's, I think, the most visualistic game on Steam in all time. But how is that an indie game? Can someone explain that to me? I think there are like 80 people in that company, right? If not 100. And they've been developing for multiple years. So there's just no way I would consider that as an indie. And that makes me think about what is considered to be an indie, right? I'm gonna think about that, try and come up with a better answer for it, because I always thought it's like a small studio which is not AAA, but when does that stop? When does that end? Right? I generally think that AAA tag is an issue, right? Because I don't think who thought of that, because just a AAA game means just so little nowadays, right? Just big budgets. What? Indie games have big budgets. Apparently, like if Silksong is an indie game, right, and you're paying 100 people, let's say, across 80 grand a year, right, that's 800,000 over, plus taxes put on top of it, make it $1 million, right, plus expenses, make it 1,200,000. So let's call it 1,200,000 payroll plus expenses, right? which is probably more likely to be 1,500,000, but let's call it 1,200,000, and roll that over 6 years. That's like 7.2 million, right there. That's not. It's yes. No wait. 6 million, right? And 1,000,000. 5. I actually don't know. I actually don't know the maths behind that. I don't know. It's multiple millions. Now I have to know. So 6 times 12, 60, 72, 7.2 million. Yeah, there we go. 7.2 million. I was correct. So like imagine something like you spending 7.2 million on a game, and that's with no marketing and all the other stuff which still has to go into it, and all the infrastructure. Like it's say a game costs you between 7 to 10 million. Is that still considered to be an indie game? I don't know. I don't necessarily think so. But also, there's a difference between indie game and being solo developed. There's like a middle ground in between. Also, it's not AA, which is also not AAA. And there's AA games which are better than AAA games. So, I don't know. Like, I think Claire Obscure was called to be a AA game. Like the Expedition 33 was meant to be a AA game. But how's that a AA game? Well, the developed was like 33 people plus, I don't know how many externals worked on that one. Right? And it's been like also going over 6 years. Does that counted? Does that really count? So I think that's a question which I'll ask myself. I don't think it really fucking matters, to be fair. It's just babbling of what is coming to my head right now. I just saw the thing today that like Hollow Knight Silksong is the most wishlisted game on Steam, and I'm like, well, that's and it was like top indie games coming out. Hollow Knight Silksong. How they just didn't consider it to be an indie game, quite to be fair. Anyways, tomorrow we'll be playing some games. I've given Bismarck a couple of suggestions. Tempest Rising, I heard. We could do that. And then I had another one for him. I think it was Rogue City. Is that what it's called? Let me find it. I have it in my library. Streets of Rogue. So I have Streets of Rogue and Streets of Rogue and Tempest Rising. So one of the two games. So maybe both will play. We'll see. Okay, I'm trying to do this maybe more of a regular thing. I think like there's many people who are looking for other gamers to game with, and then having like something like a boys' night I think would be pretty cool. Right? Cool. That's it. That's it from me. Love y'all. Peace.